Okay, I'm just gonna have a look at Bitcoin. Apologies for the late stream, but had a busy day, unfortunately. Right, see what's going on. I don't really know because I haven't really been on the charts either for the last day or so. I've been looking at it on my phone, and I was in a trade. I was in a short, and then I was in a long. So anyway, let's have a look at this. Let me just make sure that everything's working. Yeah. Bring that down a bit. All right, let's have a look at this. Let's zoom in. Let's look at the volume. I've got a few things I need to look at to see what I was thinking before, to see how that corresponds with where we are now. So you can see we're into the value area low. We've had a reaction, actually. Look at that. That's a really nice reaction from the value area low. That's something to bear in mind. No changes on the profile. Value area low is a little bit higher. It's not a big deal. Okay. That's that. I'm going to have a look at just the overall volume. Let's see how much volume is coming in here. Bull market, where is that? Channels. Okay, I'll have a look at that one as well. We'll look at that reaction, of course. That makes sense. Okay. All of these, what's that local volumes higher up? Get rid of that. Yeah, time frame. And okay, what's that one? That's much further down. Sign of strength. Right. Where's the bull market volume? Let's have a look at that one quickly. As expected, no changes. What's that one? No, that's fine. Where's it going? Okay, I see. Okay. What is the RH? Hello, good evening. What is the fib retracement on that high? I'm just going over this. I haven't been looking at this for the last probably day or so. So I'm just back to fresh charts almost. Just have a new look. Okay. Yeah, I missed that 50% mark by a slither. Interesting. What about the reverse? Oh, it's even more interesting. Okay. Oh, that's really bearish, isn't it? Look how this is really, dare I say, bearish. You see how the price went all the way down to here. I mean, it looks like 5 waves to me, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From this angle, on the daily chart. So really the question here, so really what's going on is this, yeah. This was a correction. It's probably now looking at it like this. It's probably like this. 1, 2, 3, ABC, A, B, C, and then A, B, C. It's kind of, it look just in hindsight, it looks like that. Then we had 5 impulsive waves to there. And now we're having a correction. It's a zigzag. Because we've started our impulsive wave from here, that's your invalidation. And so the question now, and this is the question. Let me get my Elliott waves back up so we can have a look at this together. I always lose it. There. So going back to this original count, you have your overall 1 here, then your 2. Now we were expecting a 3 here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me get that volume out. Just get rid of that for a second. And also let me just get rid of the volume. Yeah, so there's a few things possible. That's the problem. And it's just good to consider the possibilities. 1, 2, this purple one is the 1, 2, 3. Now the question is this: in this last segment of the 3, this purple 3, so this last segment, at the moment I've got it to here because we've got 5 waves here, okay? And the question is this 5 wave 1 of 5, or is that 5 waves complete in itself? We don't know really. Can't tell, because it could just be the first 5 waves of a 5 wave move. That would be the wave 1, and this was all in this arm, the arm of wave 5 here, to complete the 3. Or is the 3 already completed here? Was this the last 5 here? Wherever it ended, I don't know. Whatever. Here. And are we now having a major 4 correction? Okay, that's the question. We could either be correcting for in a wave 2 here, leading to a 3 to continue this last wave, or we could actually could have completed the 5 waves, really small pitiful last wave, and then we're going into a more prolonged 4, which in theory could come down to here, okay, because it's the top of the 1. So that's kind of where we are now. Okay, there's like we're not sure. I think I've got the correction at this leg coming to an end, haven't I? Look, just looking at how I've drawn this. Yeah, it's amazing how I drew this, huh? And it's amazing how we're having a little bit of action. I think I had a long trade there. What's that? Okay, well that was not that didn't happen. Where is it? Oh, I probably deleted it. Was that? No. That one. Oh, it's much lower down. Okay. I have it going much lower down, but I don't have it going down just yet. I wonder why I did that. I'm not sure. So anyway, that's kind of where we are. So based on that theory, I won't mess around with this count, but potentially that was the wave 1 there. Potentially somehow there. Just looking at it again afresh. And actually maybe that 2 started here somehow, but it went lower, so that doesn't really work. Here, started here. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That goes to there. Ignore these corrective counts now. I think we can just get rid of them. No, just I'll leave it for now. Actually, just in case. Number 5 is up to there. 4 to 5 is there. 4 to 5. Where's that 4 to 5 there? What did I do? Oh, it's a different color. Hello, mate. Do you know what's up with High Street Coin? I don't even know what High Street Coin is. What's the ticker? Ticker is high. Could have a look. Let me just I'm kind of in a groove right now. A little bit of a groove. Let me see if I can figure this out. Okay, so either we're zigzagging on a smaller 2, or we're zigzagging on a much wider 4. That's kind of where we're at now. We're in between. We're not sure. Yeah. I think the invalidation is here at this low. That's a very clear invalidation. And whatever happens, you're expecting some kind of zigzag, aren't you? So we're still, I think whatever happens, this is like one big move, isn't it? From the top. At the moment, it feels like one move. And so you kind of want the next one, and then you want the next one, don't you? Whatever happens, that's what you want to see. For this to continue. It's not, I mean, it could, but it's not, potentially it's not going to go straight down. It could. So how could it go straight down here? Well, that's the thing. Got quite a big buying tail here. So that's quite a good reaction from this area of interest with a swing failure of this pivot here. And I think today's close will be quite telling. It still looks bearish. It doesn't really make any difference where you close. It still looks quite bearish. But I think if you close above these wicks, above these lows, that tells you something, doesn't it? It means the price has been sold all the way down to this level here, but there wasn't enough selling volume to hold the price down. Yeah. So it's almost like the volume's exhausted at this area, because you need market selling to push through. Yeah. And if you've had a swing failure, probably with a liquidation event, and the price hasn't really been able to close lower, so it's kind of telling you that the selling pressure is at its limit. Doesn't mean it can't go down. It just means that it still needs to kind of do something, yeah, before it decides to go down. And so the next few candles will be quite telling. The next candle will be really important, because the question will be, will the price now consolidate in the wick or the body? Yeah, that's going to tell you something. If it's in the wick, then there really is no buying. It's just all selling. If the price now drops and we falls into the wick, it's just continued bearishness, right? And it might not close below the bottom of the wick. You wouldn't expect it to, because you'd expect people who sell to take profit at the low of that wick. So you would still see a reaction potentially. But on the local time frame, you'll be expecting kind of lower highs and more droopiness. Like literally no one is buying. That's kind of, when no one's buying, you're going to get that kind of price action where it just starts to, you get lower highs and it droops. But if you start seeing the price coming up, people are just it'll be partly a short squeeze, but it will also be partly people buying. Okay, and the reason they're going to be buying is because they'll be looking at this nice selling tail, buying tail. They've got a really easy place to put their invalidation now, just underneath that wick. And if now the price is looking to turn, you don't expect that low to be taken. You don't expect it. It could always be taken, but we are expecting that this is kind of coming to an area where the price is finding a little bit of support. It's obvious, isn't it? The price is finding a little bit of support here. You've got selling tails on these candles. I'm sorry, buying tails. Okay, so all the way down to the 4 hour time frame. And here you even have some buying tails here at the bottom of this candle. So there's a little bit of support here at the moment. And I think the 1 hour gives you the most obvious information, because look, you've got all of this buying, a swing failure, okay, and then the failure to go back down, and it was just bought up, and people just bought that, and so now they're taking profit. So you had 2 hours of buying, and now you have a take profit, and you're above these green candles. So effectively now that has to hold the support, this little band, this little area. If that holds the support somehow, then we could be kind of slowly moving up until we get to the next kind of area of resistance. But it's not going to be like pumpy necessarily. It'll probably be, well, I don't know, I mean, who knows? It's Bitcoin, isn't it? But potentially it could just be the price going up to fill gaps until it finds higher levels of liquidity, and you've got an area up here. So we have to see what happens in the new day's price action, because it's hard to tell. Yeah, it could be rangy. I think it looks like the selling's coming to an end here for the time being. At the moment, that's what it looks like. I mean, of course, shit happens, but anything can happen. Someone could just dump, who cares? Someone could just keep on selling and it could still go down. But outside of the context of external interference, which no one can control, if it's just a normal market, then it does look like it could be coming to a slowing down here, right? And actually, to be honest with you, like when I look at the way the price has gone down, yeah, it's not that bearish, really. It's not really that bearish. It looks bearish, but I don't think it is that bearish at the moment. And the reason why I say that is because every level the price has had to kind of come back test. It's trying to get back up, and effectively what's happening is it's trying to back test for liquidity. And so it's not like crazy selling where the price is just massive sell-off, people are dumping, they're done with the market. It's more like this is a correction and the price is just kind of moving within the confines of its range, depending on the volume, the market volume of that period. And then obviously it's taking steps down, but it isn't like just falling. Yeah, so people saying this is the bear market, I don't think we're in we're definitely not in that bear market just yet. I just don't think it's a crazy sell-off at the moment. Look, you've got like 4 green days in this sell-off. It's a bit weird, isn't it? And it's not like this one. I think this one's more scary. Like 1, 2, 3 big red days in a row. I think this is a lot more scarier. So I'm not really feeling scared at the moment. Now, this could all change. If we do end up filling that wick and not finding support at the bottom of that candle, then naturally we will go down. Then it will start looking scary. And so you will end up with a candle to fill that. I think it's probably 50-50, right? It's not, I mean, I think it'd be nice for the price to find support here, but you just never know, right? If at the end of today, anyone who is long decides they want to take profit, this price movement here, nice bounce, could just do this. Excuse me, very easily. And what you'll notice is in the way the price has moved up here is that it's created no support. A couple of red candles here. Here, this is the main part. And it's actually the contrary. It's used up all of the liquidity to get up. And that you can kind of see that in the way these candles have formed with the wicks. It's gone down, picked up more liquidity, gone down, picked up more liquidity. So you get down to here. Effectively, let me have a look at the volume. Basically, I think you get past here, then you're going to go down, and it will just be continuation, really. So we have the possibility to continue, and then we have the possibility now to change this, and it will all depend on whether the price here can make higher high, and then also change market structure here, like at the lower time frame. So we just have to keep an eye out for that, see if that happens. I think that's the first confirmation we need, is confirmed market structure change after such a big down move. And so we have a higher high here already. Look, see, so that was your lower high, that was your lower low. We've already taken out that high. So what we need to do now is kind of put in a higher low. Although it does look like we are putting higher lows here. Look. So we're in a little uptrend here, actually. Let's go to the higher time frame, it'll be better. It's the higher high. So we just, I mean, you kind of need, what you need to do right now is the price needs to come back down, find support, and take out whatever high is put in here. Really, that's what needs to happen. You see that, then this whole thing is changing. It's changed at this time frame, and then you're basically looking for a correction to go now up to kind of catch liquidity and start filling some of these gaps. And actually just looking at this price action, what it looks like is you've got this big volume candle here, which is kind of holding the price, and probably we'll go to the top. Probably will do that. That's probably what's going to happen. Just because I think it's, I don't know, I just think it's unlikely that anyone who's been long here won't take profit. And I don't think there's much support built up here. And it could be a little bit of a trap. Look at where we are in the weekly time frame. Look, we're back above the previous week low. I mean, this would be a really bullish week if we continued going up. And ended green. I think that's highly unlikely. It's possible, but it's not likely. But it's possible. Because there's still time. But I don't think so, really. I don't know. All right, so let me just have a look at some other things and see where the support and resistance lines are. What's that sign of strength? Oh yeah, that was when it was up there. It got up there, but it couldn't flip it. See that? It was the contrary, wasn't it? That's where it needed to go and hold. Where's the only open? Let's further down. FJS. Do you use USDTD and BTCD as your main cycle top bottom indicators? I think a lot of people have been using this price cycle top. I think that's the one that everyone's using, really, to be honest with you, because it's accurately predicted the tops of the previous few cycles. So actually you can't see it on this one because it's not the index. It's the index. They're not easy to see. I'm just keeping an eye on this, to be honest with you, because it's easy. I like easy. When it's easy and it works, clearly works, just keep with it, you know. So when that starts flagging, ding, 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 I think that's the one that you're looking for, isn't it? Wherever it lands, that's the one we're going for. But really also I'm looking at candles, honestly, like that's the other thing to bear in mind. So I'm looking at higher time frame candles. I just don't think that's the top. I don't know if that doesn't mean the price can't come down, but I think whatever happens, I don't think that's the top. Yeah. I don't think it's game over. I think we've got more to come. Yeah. When I look at the 6-month candle here, this is not like a topping candle on the 6-month time frame, and I'm looking at it on a higher time frame. I'm looking at it with an overview. Yeah, you see that's the 12-month candle in process. All that's really happened is we've gone up, cleared the liquidity twice, and left a little bit for a squeeze, and that's all that's happening right now. So in my mind, this isn't over. That being said, I mean, some people have been saying it's going down to 7,000. No, I don't think so. I think we'll probably squeeze up next month. That's actually what I'm thinking right now, because it looks really bearish. This whole thing looks really bearish because it's like you're failing to take the highs. It's like and I wonder if we actually do just go for the next wave. Psh, the wave 3, the big one. That's the big one. That's the one that we all want to catch. And so actually I'm more inclined to think that unless we take out that low, really that's what's on my mind at the moment. So we have an invalidation for that idea, and it's counter the market at the moment because the market's getting more and more bearish as we speak. I'm feeding the fire. Fear, greed index. Oh god, it's 74% greed. That sucks. How is it more greedy now than it was yesterday? None of this makes sense to me. Bastards. I wanted that to be lower. Well, whatever happens, we're on time for a change. It doesn't even matter if this wave 5 is correct or not. I've got this kind of higher time frame kind of WXY thing going on here, and based on time, let's have a look. Based on time, what did they do this ago? Yeah, so that's the 618. We're there now. Potentially. Don't know, that's not really realistic, is it? I think maybe, how was that? How did I do that? I don't think it's realistic. That would be impulsive. ETH ETF narrative may give us that jet fuel needed for July. I think, honestly, I think this down move hasn't been that strong. Yeah, I think it could have been worse. Honestly, like, it really looks ugly. That's the thing. It really looks bearish. And I'm surprised that we've had a swing failure, to be honest with you. That gives me a hope. But increasing volume, taking the liquidity from the lows. As long as we close higher than the previous day low, I think you could buy that. Because you have an invalidation. Got the wick low. Doesn't mean you wouldn't sell it. You could buy and sell and see if the price can get above these green candles, because that will be the first kind of destination for resistance. And you never know, we might just impulse away. Look, it's done what it needs to do on the monthly time frame. Yeah, it's come back to test that high. We're there now. We had a little bit of a reaction. It could be enough. Tom, you're already long. Well done. You've got a good position, mate. 64300. Yeah. Yeah, I am wondering if this is kind of exhausted now and we're ready to go up. And the reason why I say it looks bearish is because obviously losing the range point of control is a big deal, but that happened a long time ago now. So look, we're at the daily level as well. Do we lose it or not? That's a good question. We have to see if we lose it or not. Because if you do lose it now, then it's gonna be a little bit more prolonged. Because then you pretty much have to back test it as well. But if you don't lose it, then you could just go up and not come back down. If you have a higher close here. So we have to see what happens here in the next 1 hour and 25 minutes. And then where was that volume? And yeah, so exactly, losing the point of control is bearish. Period. We've had a back test. That's the sell-off. That's the continuation. But could we go back up for another test? And we haven't actually tested that weekly level either. And so that's kind of makes me think, why not? Why wouldn't we go back up to test that weekly level? Like properly test it. Get people bullish again before it goes down. And so let's just imagine. Yeah, let's see. Let me get that correction move. So is it? That's that one, isn't it? So let me have a look at that. Yeah, something like that, huh? This is coming down to here now. I don't know, it's hard, isn't it? It's not that easy. What's that one like? Okay. Well, almost, but no cigar. I don't know. Maybe it's something else. That would make more sense, huh? If it was something else. Do I not have a correction count here? Oh God. Let me zoom in a bit. How did I do this? ABC. No, it was to the ABC. Okay. ABC. Okay, that's what it is there. So see how far we get with this. How far would that be? Friday, Saturday? Who knows? You never know, huh? Could we range here a little bit and then go up? Is that possible? Make higher lows. Just higher lows. Higher lows. I don't know. Something here. I think the whole thing is bearish at the moment. Yeah, but I don't think it's as bearish as people think yet. Just simply because I'm not seeing the craziness in the selling as I would want to see for it to become mega bearish. Possibly it's just a lot of long closing, and I think possibly also we have to see what happens at the point of control, because you never know. I mean, if the price, if you reclaim it, reclaim it, and for whatever reason pump, then we have a completely different story on our hands. Yeah, and then this is no longer corrective. It starts to become impulsive, and so I think that could happen, but only when you reclaim the point of control, and that's the key. So the key to this game is the point of control. Whatever happens next will be decided as to what happens with the price in and around the point of control. And ideally what you really want, and you might not get a rejection, you might get the price, just if the price starts to kind of do this around it, then probably it's looking to try to go up. But if it's really bearish, you will get a rejection, and so that's how we'll know. I think that's how we're going to know. If we go up to the point of control now and go right back down here, that's really bad. Yeah, and maybe even make a you'd want to make a lower low, and that's really bad. That happens, really bearish. And I think if it's bullish in this situation, you're not going to get that kind of rejection. You might get like your take profit, but actually you'll go back up again and again, And then we have to see what happens, because two things can happen. You can either kind of range around it, but then finally lose it and continue because of the momentum, or you can go up and range around it and then make higher lows and then continue. Yeah, and I mean, anything's possible. So you just have to see what the price is doing at the time that you're looking at. Look at my trades and see if all my trades that I haven't even looked. Yeah, it looks a little bit, it's starting to look a little bit bullish right now, right? So could be at a turning point, but the key is going to be higher lows, and you start seeing them on the lower time frame candles first. Yeah, you're going to start seeing higher lows on these lower time frame candles first. That's what needs to happen first. Yeah, and so when you start seeing that, it's only just begun, since 9 end of 8 9 a.m. 9 p.m. sorry. So it's hard to enter here, because where's your invalidation? Well, naturally the invalidation at the moment are the higher lows, but no one really wants to chase the pump. So the next swing failure is the entry, really, if people are looking to long. Just have to wait for that, and hopefully that's going to be with volume, and then the price can continue, and that would be a good entry on the idea that the trend could be kind of turning to go back up. And we've had really good reaction from the value area low. We have the swing failure here. It's a little bit of a mini failed auction. So you're kind of seeing the things that you want to see to tell you that we're on top of some kind of support here. And the key now is to start putting in higher highs and higher lows. Now the higher lows are coming in. The next question is, can we continue and take out that key high there? And then find support. Yeah, because naturally you'll get people sell into that. And then really what you'd want to do is possibly you could come all the way back down to find support to go back up. And then you'll have to see how much support is found in that kind of price action. And you have to see. I don't really know, because the other bit that you see, the point of control is the most important line on this chart at the moment, that one, because it's also acting as an SR flip for this market structure here. See that as it goes above, it was kind of holding the support, and then here you've lost it. So that's really the most important line. And if you go back up and you get a rejection, then you have no choice, you have to short. With a swing failure, that would be perfect short in the future. If the price gets up, swing failure, and then that's kind of what you're expecting on that kind of price action. And let's see what happens in the next few days. Maybe it will range as FJS has said. Yeah, probably could. Let's see what happens. I had this bull market channel. Yeah, you see, that's not bad, though. It could be the right reaction for. So this is the key. This is really the key line. I think people need to be aware. We hold this line. We're impulsing up for another big wave. Yeah. Because this would be the wave 3, and we've had our wave 1 there, and potentially this could be the wave 2. If we hold here, don't know how, then you could see that this is the right place. And in the context of Elliott waves, that could have just been wave 1 and we're looking for a wave 2 now to complete for a wave 3, and all of this is in the context of the last wave, the final wave. It's definitely not the same as this. Okay, so we're definitely not seeing this. We're seeing something else, and this is the first part. So whereas here you see the wave 1 was like this, see that? Potentially, potentially this whole thing is this wave 1, this bit. So these kind of align up, and so potentially this is the wave 3 here, and that's kind of what we're looking for. That. Okay, and so this would be the right place if we kind of hold this trend line here on this higher time frame. It is possible that we still continue going up if we can hold this area. I think this area is really important. It would be bullish to hold this area. So, and effectively, what is this area? So people are like, well, why is this area so special? Well, firstly, because of that bull market channel that I've got, and also because of this candle here, this one, this high volume candle here. So we kind of came down into it and we're back above it. So if that's a high volume candle, so there's a lot of market buying in there. The same whales could be defending the price here. They could have limit orders. Yeah, they could have marketed in there, and now they could have a large limit orders here, just holding the price. So it's effectively coming back down to retest. And obviously, if it doesn't hold, if you can't hold that line, then yeah, you will fill it completely. That would look even. Then that will look really bearish. So whatever the reaction, that's going to look really bad. Whereas now there is a chance to save it. There is a chance. So we have to see. I think it's anyone's guess, really. No one really can predict what's going to happen. But the volume is pretty poor as well. That's the other thing. Not great volume. Yeah. And so when in doubt, put them side by side with selloff on the 1 minute time frame. Let's have a look at selloff as well. Oh, look at that. That's interesting. Which is more bullish? Well, selloff is going down and Bitcoin's going up. So I guess this is still quite bearish. Had a really good reaction here. Selloff went lower, up. There's your higher high. Okay, lower high there. See, so actually in context, but BTC is still more bullish than selloff. So potentially still not. We're not there. We're not ready. So I think it's just going to be corrective. Let's see. All right. Potentially we could be looking for longs. And then the thing about longing is that when you're making higher lows, you have clear invalidations. And so you'll see when you're trending on the lower time frame, you start seeing the lows of these candles getting higher. And then you can have invalidations just underneath these lows. If you're in profit, you don't have to take a loss, because if you're trending, then you're just making higher lows, higher lows, higher lows until you get to your destination. And something else to bear in mind, I mean, even if the daily candle closes like that, 1 hour to go, I do think it's highly unlikely that people market buy on daily open, so it's more likely than not we go down first to test, and then if we go up first, then that could be just liquidity grab before we go down later, but we'll have to see what happens. Let's go in and top. Go back to this one. I just want to just make sure that I'm not making a mistake, which is always possible. It's not easy here. It's not easy counting this. You get it right, and then if this is a major pivot, this would make sense. Yeah, just to go up to the point of control, range around here a bit. Yeah, potentially no trades, except just whatever people do, just having your invalidations and just trading the range and seeing what happens. And then the other thing you have to bear in mind, obviously, is the momentum. Just can't ignore it. So you see at the moment the 1 hour 50 moving average, simple 50, you know, it's not just going to give up the ghost like that. It's still going to want to have a little party with the price when it comes back. We've got a little bit of confluence with moving averages now as well. That's the other, something else to bear in mind. So some moving averages, they kind of, that's the 4 hour 50 moving, for a 2 hour 50, they're kind of in the same area, so there's quite a lot of resistance, but let's see what happens. I think the first indication for real bullishness is going to be just taking out that high and getting above the point of control. I mean, the point of control is so close that it's easy to just be patient. Yeah, if people are looking to long, don't really need to rush into it. You know, you might get a better entry now, so it's always a good idea to have a little bit long open and see what happens. That was my long, isn't it? So I'm making this up, FYI. Don't get ideas as to this is the future. Who knows? No one can predict the future, but you never know. That would be perfect, wouldn't it? Something like that. Point control. it would land perfectly in the 1st of July as well. So who knows? But I've got that coming to the point of control for a big back test. If you find resistance, then let's go down. Let's just complete this zigzag. And obviously, if for some godforsaken reason Bitcoin does find strength here and back tests that support, then we're probably impulsing for our wave 3. And so just be prepared for that. If you flip the point of control into support, it becomes really bullish. It just does. You'll start getting volume re-enter the market, and you'll probably lead up into a massive short squeeze. Okay, so just don't lose sight of that. It's a really important line, and no one knows how the price is going to react when we come back to test it. But obviously, because of the momentum of the market, I'm still kind of in favor of down. Yeah. Maybe not now. Maybe we just kind of range and correct up and then down. So who knows when that's going to be? Maybe the weekend. Who knows? And so it's kind of what I'm looking at the moment. And is this a good area to buy down here? Yeah. I think I've got a trade plan for down there. Can't remember, but let me see. It is. Golden pocket, thereabouts. And we've lost the value area low, but golden pocket. What else have I got? I must have some more things. I think I do. What's that? There you go. Yeah, that's the weekly level, daily level, 1-to-1 on this move, golden pocket. There's a lot of things down here. Really, that's the long in my mind. That's the real long. Not that one. That was a long too. I had that. But the real long is this one. Okay. I think it is possible, if this is our first 5 waves, that we're doing a zigzag here. We have a really nice bullish reaction here with volume. I think it's possible we do impulse from that. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know how far we'll go, but you know, potentially to the highs. Do we squeeze? Who knows? Potentially yes. Yeah, if we can impulse, we could squeeze. And then you are impulsing into that would be your big wave 3, the one that we've been waiting for in this move. Yeah, and I think a lot of people are going to miss it because I've seen a lot of bearish stuff, and so naturally, you know, I've seen it. I've seen people talk about a 5k Bitcoin, and my friend posted telling me that he sold all a lot of people have been saying I'm selling all my altcoins, selling my coins. But George, I sold everything I had. Every coin I owned is gone. I'm completely out of cryptocurrency market. I can't take it anymore. Aggressive dumping, manipulation. Ah! Everything is so intense. Crypto is over. I'm out. He gets a lot. He got a lot of likes. He's a trader as well, huh? He got a lot of likes. 117k followers. Maybe I should do one of these kind of. I'm out. I've lost. Bottom in this. Now I'm confident this was the bottom. So yeah, so I'm seeing a lot of that, which gets me all bullish again. Even though I would like this fear greed to be lower. What's this stupid ad? It's obviously not. Maybe we can get it a little bit lower if this can play out the way I'm imagining, just to get us down here by the end of this month, and then we can have a really explosive move. But like I said, if we can somehow flip this point of control into support, and that there's a weekly level there too, so they're quite close together. It doesn't really matter. Once you start seeing strength, that's the move. The move is beginning. Just jump right in. Just have tight invalidations. But if the move is beginning, you don't need wide invalidations because everyone starts to impulsively buy, and so naturally it's easy to scale in to an impulsive move, especially if the move has just begun. Okay, and especially if the destination is a massive short squeeze of the highs into price discovery. You don't want to miss that. Yeah. And so the reason why I'm not too stressed right now about looking at the charts is because I know we're underneath the point of control. Yeah. And there's no way for us to get through the point of control without flipping it into support. And potentially there's no way getting through without strength. And so all I'm doing is just waiting for a little bit of strength. And we can easily just range here and correct up to the point of control and reject. And that's why I'm kind of not really in a rush to long at the moment. I might, just because we could see Bitcoin go up about 3%. But then remember, anyone who's long is going to be taking profit. Anyone who's trapped long will be closing their positions, and anyone who's missed the short will be looking to load up. So you've got a lot of things happening at the point of control, which is why I'm saying that it's going to require strength to get through, because you're going to have to get through all of that volume. And whatever happens, you need at least like a 4-hour time frame back test on the point of control. I think I wouldn't want to see anything other than some kind of higher medium time frame acceptance, because naturally it could get quite choppy around the point of control for a period of time. So you have to be aware of that. So kind of that. Let's see what happens. All right, that's Bitcoin, and obviously everything is in the context of Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin basically drives the whole market, and you just have to be aware of what Bitcoin is doing, and that will reflect on the rest of the market. I think altcoins are oversold beyond magnitude. So I think they're due for some kind of relief rally or some kind of relief. Do you know what I mean? And so obviously when I'm looking at Slurf, what happened to Slurf? Slurf just, what did it do? What happened? It's quite funny because no one really expects. I mean, we should all really be, everyone watching my channel should really be happy because I've been bearish on Slurf since the top, and at the very least, if no one made money, at least you didn't lose money. Yeah, so not losing money is also making money, isn't it? And I think Gary asked me how far are we about to pump. I said probably we're going to hit the lows. I still think we probably will hit the lows, but maybe not just right now. Okay, I think this is quite a nice buying tail in this daily candle, which I'm seeing right now. Now, the only problem here is you've got increasing volume. So I don't necessarily think that suddenly the price is going to shoot to the moon. But I do think potentially that we could see some of that volume reversed with a little attempt made to go back up alongside Bitcoin. Yeah, so just bear that in mind. You don't want to be selling at the lows here after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red candles minus 1, green one in the middle. You know, you don't really want to be selling after the price has suddenly dropped 50%. Like, now is a good opportunity to counter trade and take it right back up to as far as you can in the context. And also look, we've had a nice reaction of the value area low, and now you're possibly looking for reversals and looking for entries to just take it back up as far as possible. So there's no reason to think that it's going to suddenly become bullish, but you never know, Slurf, you know. Suddenly FOMO, and they might not. And all that really matters now is to see how much volume can push the price up to clear any limit orders which have been placed. most of that volume is going to come from anyone who's short closing their positions, I think. So I don't know if it's going to go up just like that, though. We could be forming some kind of something here before we snap. Yeah, a little squeeze, go back up there, back test something, maybe the 618, maybe the golden pocket, maybe that weekly level. Just get far. I think it would make sense to try and go up and see how far we can get. I'm not sure about this line, to be honest with you. Possibly that. Could we get another fake out? Go up, then just drop back down. If we get back above these pivots, it's going to look quite bullish. Yeah, getting back above this pivots will be quite bullish. So that, I think those are going to be the kind of the first area to watch, because while I might imagine it going higher, the reality is that we may not even be able to get above this local range. Yeah, that's the question. That's the first question. Can we get above this local range first? Get a close above these highs with some kind of back test to continue. And then if we can close above these highs, maybe we can go all the way up. And that's at the moment. I'm going to look at the lower time frame. I'm not sure I'm seeing what I want to see. Let's have a look. And I think that's the problem with Slurf at the moment, because you're getting kind of buying at the right places where you have like swing failures. So you see a little swing failure with high volume. You're getting the kind of price action that you want to see at the lows with a swing failure. Yeah. So I've always said you can always take swing failures. If you see a swing failure with increasing volume, and I always look at the 1 minute time frame for that. You have to be very aware because you can miss it because it happens so fast. See that volume, increasing volume, and then failed. There was a swing failure. Someone longed. These were people longing. They just put their invalidation there. The price comes underneath your swing failure level. As it comes back up, you take the trade, mark it in. That's what's happening here. That's the first pullback. That's the first take profit of anyone who's had an entry much lower down. And then you get more people marketing in because of the swing failure. Okay. And the key here is that the fact that it comes underneath your level of interest, increasing volume is your key. And so it happens all the time. And you obviously have to take profit quite quickly, but sometimes, you know, you can get good moves from swing failures. And so it's always worth taking them, and it happens quite a lot. So you can, I mean, like in this context here, look, in this lower time frame context, you have this kind of local swing failure here. So kind of comes underneath and then increasing volume. The key is the volume. So if you see the increase in volume in the candle that goes underneath the pivot, that's a clue. That drop was unbelievable. And I had it going down to the 1-to-1, but actually it's gone all the way down to the 1.414. And if anyone was wondering about Elliott waves, it's all gone. It's all invalidated. There are none. All that work we did together, it's finished. It's thrown into the drain. Yeah, just completely invalidated. Just the minute you take out that low here, and in a sense you could argue that's a good thing, because now we can finally start. Now we can begin. Whatever happens, I think we need a big sell-off, and so I'm not seeing that yet. I'm looking at these volume candles. I kind of want to see something like this. Yeah, something that's going to give me real confidence that that the selling is fully exhausted, that people have fully liquidated. I'm not seeing that just yet. Maybe some people are holding on to just exit as if the price bounces. So that's the only thing that's on my mind, to see what kind of reaction we get with some kind of pullback. Yeah. Shabuddin, hi. Am I live at 12 a.m? Am I dreaming? Yeah. Well, I was going to do it earlier on today, and I wasn't able to. And then I said on Twitter I was going to do it in the afternoon, and I wasn't able to. And so I wanted to do one today, and so here I am. And it doesn't really matter, because I came in I always coming at the right time when Bitcoin is about to change. That's what I really enjoy, seeing the change in the market. Yeah, I'm not really fussed about when it's boring. I like it when it's changing. So I like to do that because I want to catch the end. So just, you got to be careful with the local price action here on Bitcoin, because naturally you've cleared a lot of the liquidity, and if there's none left and the price wants to come back down, it can. You suddenly put in a lower low here that's really bearish, and so just bear that in mind. You know, you could go lower if that suddenly happens, but you're more likely than not you'll probably have a pullback, and maybe people will try and catch the golden pocket on the local time frame. Just give it a shot, just try and catch it, and that would probably be the best entry here in this context, with invalidation at the low for potential continuation to the point of control, wherever that is again, if we're lucky. And if we're not lucky, then possibly it could come back just at that high, that big candle, that back down to there, but just this structure could hold the price, and so that's a much wider invalidation. Yeah, so it's obviously a lot better if we can get the price to come all the way back down to here. Yeah. Again, it would look very bearish. The problem, and the reason why, is because you've got this structure, so you wouldn't want big closes, or you just want a quick reversal. So actually it might not get down there. It might not. Maybe a bit higher up. Yeah, maybe a bit higher up. Something like that would be more, it would look better. Or another swing failure. And so that's always on the table, and you'll always consider taking a swing failure if you have the right volume. That would look like this. Another one. And then you still have to try and get up. You can take that swing failure, this pattern, then you'll be forming a really nice kind of, that would be nice, if it was possible. Try and get out of here, but I don't really think we need a swing failure, and maybe that's because I saw on charts that there was a liquidation. Maybe see here, big liquidation there. So, and you've got lots of kind of selling, buying, mini liquidations, and still the price is holding. So you have to be aware that this could be the low. This could, and that's the thing, no one knows. If we suddenly tomorrow started impulsing, then this is the low. Yeah. So you have to be aware of that. And part of the reason why I'm on that mindset is because of the timings of how the prices move down. Yeah. Not this one. This is something different. The other one that I had. So that one. Something completely different. Right. So I don't know if that helps anyone. Helps me a little bit, but not pretty much. Probably looking for longs unless we start putting in lower lows, right? That's kind of where I'm at the moment. And it's tricky with this market structure because technically we've put in a higher high and we just have to put in a higher low and go up. Yeah, so we could put in a higher low and then we take out the high, then, you know, we're kind of a mini uptrend on the lower time frames, right? Let's see what happens. That is that. I think that was that. Anything else going on? BTC. Oh, look, we almost got there. We're almost getting to my magic area. We put in a higher high. Yeah, so now it's pulling back. It's interesting that the price is going up and it's pulling back. So we're gonna lead ourselves to this area, aren't we? It's gonna be really painful to get to this kind of higher area that I've got in my mind. Did we put a higher high? Okay, we didn't put a higher high, and we didn't take out that high, but we took out those highs. I don't really think that's good. I think that probably means we're going back down. It's like a swing failure. So potentially there's going to be a little rotation back into altcoins now if that swing failure continues and the price starts going down now. And potentially there's a harmonic there as well. So I think it's a bearish harmonic. Look. Let's bring up my harmonics again. It's good to kind of just visually compare. Gartley. It's basically a bearish Gartley, potentially. All right, so that kind of helps a little bit, doesn't it? USDTD, let's have a look at that. What's the volume? Gosh. Okay, that's interesting. Look at that. Amazing. Perfect. Look at that. USDTD into resistance. Value area high. Reaction. Perfect. So that gives you a little bit of confidence as well, doesn't it? On value area high's moved up a little bit to there. So USDTD into resistance. Sure, I'll take that. Little reaction off the value area high. I don't mind that. So in context, that with BTCD, maybe Bitcoin could be a little bit bullish now. And see how far we go. See how far we get. Maybe similar charts. This is also a swing failure Pax Gold on BTC. BTC could be a little bit trying to turn now. I wouldn't say it's bullish, but it could be corrective, so upside corrective now. So that's kind of, this is the question: do we correct up or do we impulse up? Yeah, and so I'll be interested to see how that happens, see what happens next. And obviously if we impulse, then I'm gonna jump in because that's the whole point, isn't it? Everyone jumps in. But if we're still correcting, then you just have to make sure you take profit very quickly and have tight invalidations. Is there anything else I want to see here? I think FJS, possible to run the aero chart. Emir live. Oh yeah, you said that. There's a few people watching. Yeah, thanks for joining me, everyone. Tens only, FJS, RH, Tom, Ali Hash. Good evening. Slurf. Did I not just do Slurf? Did you do a hi, mate? Yeah, I did. Hi, mate. Tens only. Shabuddin. Anyone else? Hi, mate. What else am I meant to say? Let me have a look at TRVL. Oh, it's selling off. Well, what can I say? You know, obviously the bottom's not in. We just have to see what happens. I think I don't really have anything to say except let's just put in a higher low wherever this lands. Yeah, let's let it be a higher low. That's my only condition for the price action. I think people can sell, and this is obviously market selling. Yeah, so you're getting a bit of market selling going on, which obviously pushes the price down. It just means people are trying to fill their orders and they're selling at market. And so right now you see in this candle, it's quite a big candle, 714,000. It's quite a lot. So it's quite high. The volume is quite high here. It's quite high volume. And then here you've got some high volume buy ups. Look at this. 1 million. What the hell? Who said TRVL isn't liquid? And in this current hour, you've got 718,000. TRVL, look, in the previous 2 hours, you've got 850,000. There's a lot of volume going on here. And it is quite liquid, isn't it? If you can... How much... 0.8%. 333,000 TRVL. It's quite liquid there, isn't it? It's not illiquid. Do I send a do I send you notification? I don't send out anything. Am I meant to? People need to activate the notification themselves, no? I don't know how to do it, but you're meant to do it yourself. You're meant to do the subscribe and then notification button and then all, select all or whatever it is. We're definitely seeing something different here. Yeah, this is not the same as the last drop. Yeah, for many reasons. The last drop, you had a really fast ascent, fast drop. I don't think this ascent was as fast as before, and it's interesting because the price has really dropped here, and so obviously that just means that there's not enough liquidity here to hold the price up. It's almost like there was more liquidity to hold the price up higher up, and then now we're coming to kind of less liquid. I think part of the reason is that people are just waiting for the price to settle, so they're just waiting for everyone to just sell. I think that's kind of how I'm approaching this. I'm also in the same camp, so I've already said I'm not just going to try and catch falling prices hoping that this is the bottom. I'm just going to be patient and wait and let the price settle. I'm not really fussed how far it comes down now because it's obviously coming down. I'm definitely not going to sell anything because that's not my long-term strategy. I've already said from the beginning, most of my value is not in crypto. Most of my value is outside of crypto. So obviously my position in TRV, I'm looking to grow it. I'm looking to build on it. I'm not looking to panic sell at 3.5 cents and try and buy back at 3.4 cents or 3.3 cents or 3.1 cents. That's madness. In my mind, I'm trying to grow my portfolio of TRVL because I'm off the charts bullish on TRVL. They're literally, I'm unbelievably mega bullish on TRVL. I think TRVL is going to shock people in the future. And the charts also kind of indicate that a little bit in my mind, because just forget about the analysis, forget about support, resistance and all that kind of stuff, all that jargon. I think the longer this goes on for, on the higher time frame, the more bullish I'm getting. Like I was bullish back in October at the lows. I was only really bullish because of the lows and also because I knew about the project, but no one really knew about the project, and so you can't be that bullish. But I think the longer this goes on for, and the more that Dtravel becomes established and recognized, the more bullish this becomes. So I don't really care. I really don't mind if this just extends and extends and extends, because one time in the future you'll see an explosive move, yeah, and it'll probably shock a lot of people, because you'll suddenly see life-changing numbers, and and you just want to be fully positioned in, and so naturally the best way to position in is to scale in at the lows, just catch the lows. And so my initial strategy obviously worked because I was buying the lows and the price went up. I'll be doing exactly the same thing. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the price to bottom out and waiting for a little bit of strength, some higher lows, and then I'll just be looking to scale right in with a second big buy. Okay, that's basically it. And just keep on doing that for the duration of the bull market. And if people watch my videos in the past, you'll know that that's what I'm interested in. I'm interested in the bull run. I don't think this is run yet, and I want to see this run, and I want to take it from where it is now, which is a coiling up project with historic price action, into an explosive kind of mega explosion. And so naturally, you know, all I'm looking at, I mean, okay, it looks bearish. There's no denying that. We had our chance above 5.5 to hold, and we weren't able to do that. And so naturally, you're getting a bit of sell-off. But look, how far have we? Just be aware of the extent of the sell-off, because I don't want people to suddenly start selling because they're suddenly getting a little bit bearish when actually the price is looking to turn. Okay, so that's your dividing line. It's at about 5.5 cents, thereabouts. And so let's just kind of just put that on the 50% mark there. Did I get that correct? No, let me just put it right there. Let me do it the other way around. Get 5.5 cents. I mean, I get it. I'm not saying it's going to go down to that level. I have no idea, but I think our last line of defense in this kind of price action is 2.4. Yeah, I think it would be very difficult if 2.4 doesn't hold, and but if 2.4 holds, and so like that, I don't want to get people really bearish saying this is going to go too high. I don't know, because potentially 3.1 can hold as well, because that's a high volume node, and really high volume nodes have been showing their strength in this crypto market, and you could almost just trade the volume nodes, you know, because that's where you're going to get the reactions. So we're at the value area low now. I haven't done the profile. I haven't updated the volumes. Let me just do that now. And maybe I should do that on all the charts as well, because I haven't done the other exchanges, but maybe I don't need to, because this is where most of the volume is now. Let me have a look. Oh god, I can't pull it. Sucks. Okay, look, the value area is higher up now. It's amazing how the price sells and then the value area moves up. Right, so we're underneath it. You can clearly see that. This is on Bybit. We just have to see where the price lands. No one can predict that. Excuse me. Let me just do volume profile from here to here. So our next like big resistance support is at 3.1 cents. Let's pivot here. It's our next big support. Fortunately, we have a little bit of a gap, so the price will probably move down quite fast to that level, probably, if this continues. I don't know, but I mean, it's not a, you can't just go up, can you? I mean, you could, but you'd want some kind of reversal. Yeah, this, I can't see anything that stands out right now. Yeah, I mean, it's possible we go back up to the back test the value area and back test this golden pocket. If you want to go down, it makes sense to go back up to just to back test some levels. Key one here would be the backside of the value area low and this golden pocket. So I really wouldn't be surprised if we did that now, and that would be in line with what Bitcoin would want to do, and obviously how that reflects on the rest of the altcoins. Okay, so potentially this is starting to look corrective bullish, yeah, and let's see how that plays out. All right, that's TRVL. Why am I looking at Slurf again? I'm not. I was looking at TRVL. I must have clicked on the wrong one. So I mean, if people are looking for a signal, when should I buy? When's a good time to buy? Or when is the bullish move, or when is the bullish impulsive move going to happen, right? I think obviously getting back above this BTC SR flip is going to be a requirement, yeah. It's kind of like this pivot here, back here, where you have this price. You see that? You can't go up without getting above that level, can you? So whatever happens, we're going to have to get back above this SR flip too. So you have kind of these SR flip lines that are forming in this higher time frame, and we'd have to get back above, and we have to flip it back into support, and then we can go to the next one, and then the next one. Actually, they're all playing a role in the way the price is behaving and the way the price is moving around. Yeah, so these pivots are all acting as SR flips, and literally every one, actually, just looking at them, see that? So that's kind of where we are right now with Bitcoin. We've come down through them like a hot knife through butter. And so again, I don't mind seeing that, because I know that it's possible in the future for the price to quickly go up when you get that kind of price action. Like here you can see on the weekly time frame, see this this red candle where the wick has gone all the way up. That wick is just clearing liquidity. So you've effectively, in these candles, you've cleared the liquidity from this weekly level there, and this weekly level there has been cleared of liquidity. That's what that represents. And so naturally, it just means that if the price decides in the future to recover with strength, then you're not going to get that much resistance. You're going to get the price to move up quite quickly as well. Okay, so even though we're at an all-time low now against Bitcoin, yeah, so that's obviously bearish against Bitcoin, you just have to bear in mind that the last time we were at all-time low was back in November, against Bitcoin, November, the 20th of November, that week. And let's see where the price was against USDT. See here, 20th of November, we were trading at 2.4 cents. So right now we're at 3.5 cents, and we've made an all-time low against Bitcoin, a new all-time low. So the USD value has gone up and the BTC value has gone down. So it looks like that we've had an increase in value in this recent last 6-7 months of price action, because against Bitcoin we're down, but against USD we're up. That's what it looks like to me at the moment, and we just kind of waiting. Everyone's just like anxiously waiting for the bottom, and we just wait. There's no rush. Yeah. Now that doesn't mean it's a bad idea to kind of continue dollar cost averaging in, but that's how you get impulsive moves, and that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, now everyone is looking, now everyone's seeing the price dropping, now no one wants to catch a falling knife, now everyone's ready to pounce. You see, this is kind of starting to build up, isn't it? People are now looking at their favorite altcoins, ready to pounce, ready to buy the bottom, because we are in a bull market, and this is the first big dip. And so naturally people are looking to buy the dip. Now, you can just non-stop buy the dip. Yeah, you can non-stop buy the dip in a bull market, because the market will bounce. You'll get that kind of momentum bounce eventually, and it's going to be quite explosive. But obviously people are very kind of aware that with altcoins you can buy and the price could fall back a lot. And so naturally they'll be waiting for a sign that the bottom is in. Yeah, so I've kind of done videos in the past about what to look for. I think definitely be looking for a rounding bottom. Yeah, and also we're looking for strength as well. See, right now this looks not bad, huh? Doesn't look too bad. It's not a bottom, but it could still, you know, like, if it could be a good trade, it could be a good kind of scalp to go up to the value area low. Yeah, could easily be a good kind of 5% just to get back up there. Why not? It's possible. But that might not be the bottom, and then you'll be looking for higher lows. You'll be looking for a bit of bullish divergence to form. See, right now I can see on the CCI on TRVL that we are actually, this is actually a reversal pattern. It's called a ghost. So you have, this is the ghost, that's the arm, that's the small head, and that's the right arm, and then it's kind of like there's a neckline break there. So that's actually a bullish reversal pattern forming on this 1 hour time frame. And the great thing about CCI is it's leading. So if you have continuation, then this is the right place. This is the right place, and this is the right time. And with the CCI, I mean, you in this context, you trade that up to there, wherever the price gets to. Now, obviously, if it's bearish, the price may just do this. But it just gives you a little bit of confidence that maybe we're trying to kind of form a local bottom here. You see, on these time frames, the CCI is well oversold. Last time we were oversold here was here, so kind of went up and then dropped, and then here it actually just went down. So it's not easy to gauge. You almost have to just focus on the lower time frame, because that one is clearly showing a reversal. So it may, on the lower time frame, we might be in a little bit of a reversal now. Higher time frame, it might just be some kind of corrective continuation. And yeah, look at that. It's like in the 12-hour time frame, the CCI is looking really mega bearish. Let's have a look at all of them. In the daily, it's just been non-stop down. Yeah, unfortunately, there's no glimmer of hope. Well, on the weekly, we're finally coming back into the... See, look, this is quite interesting. So the last time we were at the minus 100 was here back in, again, October at the all-time low. So that's actually quite bullish, isn't it? So the price, it's a higher, see that? It's a higher high there on the price. Higher low, sorry, on the price. Potentially on the CCI, we could be making a lower low. So that's bullish absorption on the weekly time frame. So you can tell that on the highest time frame we've had absorption. So we've had people who have bought and they bought, and then we're just getting that kind of absorption. So let's see how that plays out. I also think on whatever happens, this 3-month candle is at its extent, because we're almost at the bottom of the previous 3 months. So I think now we're kind of at that limit, the limit of how far this candle really can go in the next week or so. And then again on the 6-month time frame, I'm feeling that we're almost at the limit. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's see. Who knows? Let's see. Might buy some now, actually. Right. You wanted me to have a look at Arrow, so I'll have a look at Arrow. I think Arrow must have given up. I haven't looked at it, but I'm just guessing because of the whole market. Arrow had pumped so much that I wouldn't be surprised if Arrow has given back a lot of the games. I really wouldn't be surprised. So I haven't looked at it, so I don't know. Oh, it's not too bad, huh? Arrow's been quite resilient, considering. You consider everything that's going on in crypto. Arrow's been quite resilient. Still corrective. This is actually looking slightly different now that I see it. So there's obviously some kind of zigzag again. It's a very usual price action. Some kind of zigzag forming. Just have to see where the two correct. In terms of where the best place to buy is, if you're looking to buy, I'll just do a fib pull here. Let me do. I must have these already. See that? Okay. What about this one? There's not much there, is there? Where's the volume? Let's have a look at this volume. We had a little bit of a sell today, didn't we? So we're back into the value area. The value area has moved, is it? Yeah, to there. Oh my god, point controls. Don't know how it's all the way, it's moved down. That's range. What's that current range that I've got? Let me see what that is. How do they draw that? I can't remember. Probably from here. See what that looks like. Oh yeah. Point of control's up there. There. And then you've got the current range value area low. Control value high. There. So we've got a little bit of support here. $382, current range value area low. Let's get rid of these now. Is there no daily levels? Yeah, there is. There's a daily level there. Why didn't I mark it out? It's weird. I didn't mark it out. Let's get rid of these now. There's a daily level there too. There's a couple here, to be honest with you. There's one there and there's one there. Maybe because I didn't expect it to come down that far, but you know, shit happens. Okay, it's good to have these levels because you just know that there's strength. Okay, there's no weekly levels to our downside, but then we have a couple toward the upside. And there, and at the top there again. This one has gone through this previous one. That's fine. Monthly. Yeah, so we've got a couple of new monthly. Got quite a lot of resistance above us now. So you just have to, one thing you have to bear in mind is that putting volume at the top and creating this kind of formation of candles over an extended period at the highs does create quite strong resistance for the price. To see if this month is red, I'm assuming is, I don't know. So potentially you could call it developing monthly. If it ends red, it would be a monthly level, but you've got these kind of untapped monthly levels above us, and when the price wants to go back up, you can have really strong resistance levels. In this context currently, as we're like looking at it, the price action. Oh my god, what do I do? I mean, I think probably we're going to go down to here. The 382, that would be a good ratio. It kind of corresponds. If I imagine the fib going all the way down there to levels where the price found resistance, and then that would mean the big, I'm assuming that, and that would mean that you'd have your strongest resistance here, monthly level, golden pocket, daily level, really strong resistance. And then if you throw in volume, yeah, you've got the current range point of control as well, big resistance there. And then also you've got big resistance here. So you've got big resistance now that's been created because of the way the price has moved. All right. And so the price should come back down here and find support. Now, again, I don't know if it would look quite, look, it looks like an ABC here, doesn't it? Something like this, I don't know. I mean, if you copy that, then it should really go down to there. But you're going to find support here, so that's kind of where you're first looking to see what happens. Who knows, something like that for now. For now, yeah, for now, something like that, and then who knows. Let me just do the timings as well, roughly. We've already passed that point, so again, so it's all kind of corresponding on July. I'm getting a lot of kind of bottoming out at the end of this month. It's the 19th now, isn't it? So potentially the end of July, and I don't know how far this could go, because you never know. It could do a 1-to-1, but I think here you'd have quite good support. Current range value area high, low, daily level, a fib level is quite strong support here, technically. And then the problem is here, these levels here. So whatever happens, you make. This is the thing. This could just be a massive corrective move, this whole thing. So if this plays out like that, just because of these resistance levels here, it makes me think you could kind of end up just doing something like this for something more like that, something bigger. Yeah, it'd be bullish to do that. But I don't necessarily think we're just going to get through that area, because you've got such strong resistance. So it'd be nice to go up, clear the liquidity. That's kind of what you'd want to see. Let the price go up, find resistance, clear a lot of this trapped liquidity, all these levels, get through them at least once with price, reject, that would be normal, head right back down, and so the next time the price goes up, it's less liquid, and so the price has the capability of impulsing through those areas which have already had their liquidity taken. So in my mind, that would be the best case scenario, to go up, clear liquidity, and then have another big sell-off. Who knows, right down to the golden pocket, you know, and that would be nice. Potentially, it's just one idea. Yeah, it's entertainment value only, no financial advice. I don't know if that helps, because I'm just making shit up. Let's have a look at Slurf. This actually is, to me, is looking quite bullish. This consolidation, it's not looking too bearish right now. See that swing failure there? Same thing, look, increasing volume on that candle. Take the lows. It's a good place to buy. You see that? And because it's a 1 minute candle, it's quite easy to buy. Yeah, you get it quite fast, and you have your validation there. It's not difficult to buy those candles, or inversely sell if you get swing failures at the highs. Oh yeah, take care, mate. See you. Good night. All right, so I'm gonna go now. I hope that helps. If anyone was like wondering what the hell's going on, I'm probably going to start longing. I'll be looking for the first kind of pullback on this kind of next, once this daily candle closes, to see if I can try and find the long. And I actually don't mind this close, because we've closed. It looks like we're about to close higher on Bitcoin, higher than the previous day low on a increasing volume swing failure. taking out these two lows. I think that's pretty good. Let's go up. Let's go up. Bye, 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 bye. Oh, not financial advice. Entertainment value only. Okay. What did I do on my Twitter? I'm not going to go just yet because I'm having a little bit. I'm having fun, even though there's no one here watching. Although it says that there's no one here. I don't mention Slav. Oh, what an idiot. That's probably why. Why did I not do that? Also, go over to Navia and Slav. And arrow. I did arrow as well, didn't I? Funding rates, the funding rates. Neutral. Neutral. It was bullish in Hawaii for a while. It was neutral. Neutral, neutral, neutral. They still don't want the price to go up yet. Right. All right. So if anyone's watching this, thank you for watching. And tomorrow, I may or may not do an update in the morning. I don't know if I need to because of what I've just done now. So, you know, this may be enough. I may not do an update tomorrow morning, and I may just do one later on if I get a chance. This would be nicer. Let's see if we can get this and long this on a back test of something. A golden pocket would be nice, or let's see, and then take it to the point of control. That would be nice. Clearly the invalidation is this pivot, clearly. So whatever you do, if the price does go down, you're out. We're out. See, the context of going up is higher lows. Yeah, so we're not going up if we keep on putting lower lows. That being said, in this context, if by some, I don't think it's going to happen, but let's say we do put in the lower low here and it comes up, you would then, if that was to happen, the only way to recover, oh, look at that, BTCD heading into resistance. What just happened? What just happened? What just happened? What the happened? I got an alert. But that was later. Oh yeah, I've got this bearish harmonic on BTCD too. Oh look. Oh, really interesting. All right, that gives me confidence. So what I was saying on BTC is that in this context, that's your pivot. You want to start making higher lows, right? Higher lows somehow. So if the price comes down, you want to start making higher lows. If for some reason the price does put in a lower low here somehow and swing failures, which is probable or possible, then really the only recovery in this kind of situation would be to get back above the neckline somehow like that to continue. Like that would be a really bullish V-shaped recovery after a swing failure. Yeah, that's really bullish if that was to happen. But that it wouldn't be initially what you expect, but you would take the swing failure as a trade, and then if that happened, that would be extremely bullish, so you'd be looking for continuation. That's only if you put in a lower low here, but obviously if you put in a higher low, that's better, because it just means that that liquidation pretty much confirmed that the price couldn't go down any further, and now every time you get to these red candles, you're going to now start getting limit orders, which it'll probably be corrective to go up. I don't think it's going to be impulsive. Yeah, this is a little bit of impulse, but probably what's going to happen will be corrective. I don't think anyone's going to be FOMOing in to this. And so obviously then it's just going to be about how many people sell at market because they're closing their short, and how much of the liquidity that grabs to the upside. So eventually it will come to a stop, and possibly that will be at the point of control. And obviously if you take out the low, and if you don't see that kind of recovery, then it's just really bearish, and you just have to flip to short. Yeah, because there's no point longing if it becomes bearish. Yeah, if you go down and start going down, yeah, start putting lower highs, lower lows, and this whole idea of droopiness continues, and then eventually it will just be like that. Eventually. Who knows how far it will get, but you have to see how the price is moving. All right, I'm going to bed. Have a good evening, guys.